I am back here with Michael and we're working on skylights. So skylights are pretty simple to install. Although they're simple, it is very important to do it correctly because skylights are prone to leaking. Yesterday, we marked out where the holes were going to be from the underside of the roof and then drilled holes through the roof deck to locate our marks on the outside. We then went ahead and cut holes through the plywood and then took 2x4s to lay out our openings. Those 2x4s are also going to serve as nailers for the drywall installation. So there's 4 skylights and we did it to each of them. And now it's time to go on the roof and see about slapping them down. I am using Kennedy skylights. These are narrow enough to fit between truss cavities and they're 4 foot long. I'm also going to be using Kennedy Skylight step flashing for deck mounted skylights. I'm going to use this so that I get a better defense against water. And it specifically says on the case right here that it must be used with the skylight to get the lifetime leak-proof warranty. The step flashing kit gets installed when the shingles get installed. That doesn't get installed right now. It's important not to drop them. And from past experience, you want to take care to not scratch the surface of the glass. There are many surfaces on the roof that don't work well with glass. You cannot set the glass down directly on any roof material. Don't drop them when you're going up the ladder. The opening is designed to line up with the edge of the white material. And the drywall is going to cover up a portion of that white material, and then a piece of trim board is going to finish it off on the inside. So just need to measure and see. My flange is 4 inches. I'm going to cut a 2-inch band around the hole and remove the paper. So we're going to have multiple defenses against water getting in this hole. We're leaking past the skylight. And the last ditch defense is a bead of caulk around the perimeter of the opening that goes directly between the skylight and the OSB. That's the last line of defense. And then the second to last line of defense is going to be a bead of caulk on top of the paper between the skylight and the roofing paper, roofing felt, underlayment, whatever. So I've placed a bead of caulk on the OSB around the whole opening. Then I placed the thick bead of caulk up the underlayment on both sides, not on the bottom and not on the top. I'll show you how I'm going to finish the top here in a second after I put the skylight in. Now I nail it off. Only so many holes, and I'm going to use all of them. Alright, so my window's nailed off. I'm going to run a bead of caulk down the edge of the skylight. Water wants to get in there, has to go through like 4 layers of protection. Flashing tape. So go down the side. In my case, I'm going to be using Ice and Water Shield. It has really good adhesion properties and sealing properties. It needs to be tucked underneath. And now we have a skylight that's installed that is not going to leak. All right, I'm back. Michael had to leave. I went and got lunch, and yeah, just gonna finish up these skylights and then work on a few little odds and ends here on the roof to get it finalized for roofing on Saturday.
As you know, we have skylights going in. It really does add so much light into the living room area. Putting in the skylights was something that we decided to do last minute, but I'm so glad that we're doing it. Now that I see the openings for the skylights, it really makes a huge difference in this main living space.
So I got Skylight set in, and now I'm going to apply silicone around the outside edge like I've done on the other three, the sides and the top. And then I'm going to work on putting the flashing tape on. Flashing tape goes on the sides first, and then the top. And then once that's done, I take a piece of ice and water and go up to the next intact piece of roof underlayment and put ice and water underneath that underlayment down to the skylight. That's what I'm working on next. Alright, so all 4 skylights are installed. Now I get to clean up all the loose plastics and paper. And then off to the next thing. Okay, I did a few things on the roof just to tie up some loose ends, so that they can go ahead and get started with the roofing on Saturday. And then I went ahead and kind of tied the front door covered patio roof area. I tied the rafters down to the beams, and then kind of tied the beams to the house where I have the beam pockets. And you wouldn't really know what that is. I mean, they're up there in the corner, the beam pockets, and I use very, very large Simpson strong tie structural coated screws, some 8-inchers, to tie those together or to attach those beams to the house securely. And now we are working on some of this Gable finishes. So here, working on adding 2x8s up and down, and then we're gonna put one across. And if we finish that tonight, then we'll move over and do the same thing up in this big gable.
Josiah, Michael, and Justice definitely got a lot accomplished today, and it's really fun to see the skylights all done. The way that the lighting is currently with the skylights is a little bit different than what it will be in the end, because we will obviously have like drywall around the windows, but I'm in love with all of the lighting that it brings in already, and I'm really thankful that we decided to put in skylights. This is going to close out today's video. The guys are cleaning up right now. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and if you would like to follow along on this whole process of us building this house, then be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. We would love to have you along. Hope to see you next time.